Good morning, everyone. Stripecal. We are playing some more Magic Knight Rayearth. This is the SNES game made after the anime and manga of the same name, and we are closing in on the end here. We've just gotten our final upgrade for all of our characters. We're going to do a little bit of distribution as we go through this first section here, because we don't want to go... when you upgrade your weapon, it resets back to level 1. And so that means that all of our Magic Knights can level up their weapons here. And our guest character is going to just one-shot everything. I suppose once you've done one attack, I don't think it keeps leveling up. I think it's 1 per fight is all you can get, so we can have Lafarga finish this. Which, just to make sure, so everybody can see their weapon, it's Hikaru Sword 4, but it's only at level 3. So we're going to just continue building that up as we go. Haru is the one who has the best base attack. Okay, there's a small island in the middle of the lake. The cave there leads to Zagato's castle. How do we cross the lake? Makona is here to help. And this takes us straight in to the first section of the final dungeon. So from here on out, no more NPCs, no more towns, I'm pretty sure. I think we're just going straight through. We've got a cave and then the path into the castle. These things have a lot of hit points. Good to know. Rune God Fist on the level up. So one thing worth noting here is we are learning new spells. We had reached the cap before. So these first 8 spells are the ones that you can learn while you're the base characters. These last ones are only after you get the Rune Gods and awaken them. So we are in the... We do want to get a couple levels as we progress through here, just to get that taken care of as well. But I don't think we need to go out of our way to get those, to get that XP or those levels. With the encounter rate this game has, I don't think we're going to need to go out of our way to get any levels. Honestly, the one I'm most concerned about getting is Fu's second tier here, because that's, I believe, the heal all. The multi-heal spell feels like it's probably the most valuable. And honestly, I don't think we need to go out of our way for chests. So I think we're gonna go take as direct a path as we can. I guess let's try our new spell out. Never quite understood the choice to make, so at the beginning, when they first get their weapons from Presea, so Hikaru gets one that's more like a big ol' like long sword, great sword. Umi gets like a fencing foil, and Fu gets a bow and arrow. When they get their next weapons, Fu's is like a short sword, which kind of makes sense. Umi's is still kind of long and slender, and Hikaru's is kind of more bulky. But they're very much... They don't quite have that same vibe that they started with. This version of them, it's now gone to, like, Fu has a great sword, practically. And Hikaru's is more like... It's still a large sword, but it's more of a straightforward sword. And Umi's is the only one that really... I mean, Umi and Hikaru's kind of still make sense. I just wish that Hikaru's was, like, still the bulkiest. I feel like that would make more sense than Fu having the longest blade. And in that regard, I'm still not 100% sure why they just don't keep Fu with a bow. Like, you could give her a cool magic bow. Like, she talks about, I believe she talks about how she was an archery club in school. Like, Umi was in fencing, and Fu was in archery club. And Hikaru is very energetic and can swing a large heavy object. That's really... That is as much justification as is needed for that one. I mean, the rest of the stuff that most of the rest of the choices they made, at least I'm on board with, like making Umi the more magic-based attacker kind of makes sense. Hikaru is very physical, just in her, like, the way she carries herself and stuff even that makes sense. Fu, as the healer, totally makes sense, and I think is actually canon with the show as well. Like, I think she gets, like, a healing wind spell that she uses when they first get their magic. Okay, these aren't even good items. All the more reason to just ignore them. That should do it. Never mind. Okay, I think that's where we're going. I think that's where we're going. How far are we now? 766. These two both got some armor levels as well, which is nice. not much control I have over that, unfortunately, but that's okay. And looks like Hikaru cut ahead and level a little bit. That's okay. We're finally getting close to Zagato's castle. Are you ready? Let's go. Point of no return. This takes us into the outside of the castle, the mirror maze. Zagato's castle is just ahead. Another armor level up, no weapon ups. Oh. Okay. So, if you look in the top left corner... Well, actually, there's just a general sheen difference in several of them. But the fact that those... So, let's try this one. Yep. Okay, I know what I'm looking for now. So you can see the gradient is the lightest part is in the top left on some of them, and the dark side is on the... and then some of them have a dark blue stripe in the top left. Those are the ones we can walk through. And we want one that's has something on the other side, it looks like. That's a lot of damage. That's the first time in a while that we've fought something that actually did a lot of damage. Looks like maybe this. That was a mistake on a couple levels. Let's just blast them. Accidentally putting Lafarga in the back row wasted a turn and means that he's not in the front row. So I think if I'm going to try and use Hikari and or Hikaru and Umi more physically, I may want to move them into the front row. Like, I don't really care with Boo because she has enough MP that I generally don't worry about her running out. Hikaru has less than half the MP of the other characters. We're running low on Umi here because we've been going for a while. But her running out in the last fight before we get to the save point is about what we should be expecting, I feel like. We need to look up what that Flim Cry power does too. If that's an AoE, that might be good to know. Yeah, Breath Weapon, AoE. Blue Ripple, same thing, AoE. Jade Power, there's the HP. So this is, they still can get 2 more spells, but I don't feel like it's necessary. Like, we have all of our options covered, at least. Where are we trying to go here? I mean, I guess let's see what these do. So I will also say, since I don't think I've mentioned it, all of these top tier spells, so anything past those first 8 are ones that summon, oops, that's not what I was trying to do. Are ones that summon the, oh, this is not an AoE. It's just a really powerful spell. Although it's not even as powerful as Lafarga attacking. You know... There may be some balance issues in this game. I'm not seeing any way into some of these rooms. And I'm not sure where I'm trying to go. So the big difference there is, so Umi can pay 30 to do less damage than Lafarga, or she can pay 5 less and do less damage per creature, but more damage overall. I'm pretty sure Hikaru, this is going to be pretty significantly less than Lafarga does. Yeah. Wind Fury has at least been cost effective. How much does Maxima Orb do? Yeah. That was kind of my guess. So yeah, I will definitely go into some more about this when I'm getting into my final thoughts. But one of the biggest problems this game has is just the balance between everything. Like, there are definitely problems with it in general, but let's try this. This looks like it could be good. In general, there is this, like, most physical attacks suck, especially the enemies. Magic is generally really good, but not always for single targets. The special items that you get, the Fario earrings and the Maxima orbs, are just as good as your spells for the most part, and you get enough of them that you could probably spam one per fight pretty easily. Critical hits seem to be the only time that, like, the knights doing physical attacks seem to be worth it. I think I've accidentally just walked into a dead end. So we're far enough in, I will finish it out. Like, I feel if you could choose your party, like, the guest characters are mostly better than the knights. Like, you could easily do, like, if you could choose your party, doing, like, Lafarga, Fario, and then maybe top it off with Fu, since she's still the only healer. And then you could probably do Umi or Ascot as the last character, would be better than Hikaru most of the time. Hikaru's good. Like, don't get me wrong, all the characters are still good. That's mostly just because the game is super easy. Not because the characters are, like, well balanced or something. Hikaru being good at both physical and magic attacks means that she is, not the best character. It's the same problem that you run into with other games where that's the case. Like, if you have two stats that or if you're kind of good at two things, most of the time the problem becomes action economy. So, who is good at healing? That is what she defaults to. Umi is good at attacking magic. That is what she defaults to. Hikaru I don't feel like there's a good default. Like, the physical attacks generally aren't great. She doesn't do as much as somebody like Lafarga, and it would only hit one person. But she doesn't have a lot of MP, so she can't really use her AoE. I don't know. I don't feel like there's a great answer. I mean, the game gives you what it gives you anyway. And it's not like that's that isn't the problem with this game. The balance between the characters is not the problem with this game. The broader problems are stuff like the very tanky enemies. That do very little damage. The fact that you get ridiculous amounts of money that you cannot use, or that you can't use. Let's just Jade Power while we're here. Like, there's very little to spend money on, but you get tons of money. The ridiculously high random encounter rate is, of course, probably the #1 thing. Don't get me wrong. It's a fun, cute little game. I had forgotten how bad the random encounter rate was. I'm pretty sure the first time I played it, I used a lot. I must have used a lot of emulator speed up. Because I knew it was a short game, and I knew it wasn't super challenging. Like, that's part of why I wanted to play it right now, because I just played, you know, Pokemon Reborn and 7th Saga not that long ago, and I wanted to kind of ease myself back into RPGs. And it's one that I knew a lot of people may not have played, because it's, you know, I mean, it's a licensed RPG, which is not super common. It wasn't ever released in the US. You know, there's actually a whole string of licensed RPGs for the SNES, which of like 90s anime. The other one, which I may have to check some reviews and see if it's actually worth picking up before I put too much time into it. The other one I remember offhand was there is a Tenchi Muyo tactical RPG that I remember picking up around the same time I played this the first time. And at the time, I remember it being good. But that was also very early in my RPG career. That may have even been like pre-Final Fantasy Tactics for me. No, it wouldn't have been pre-Final Fantasy Tactics. But either way, I mean, it was before I had played a lot of RPGs, and before I was as discerning as I am now. I don't think it was probably actually a very good game. But I do remember it being a little bit more challenging than maybe this. Oh, hey, first boss. Nova. I will not allow you to go any further. Who are you? That face looks familiar. You're one of Zagato's servants. Zagato's servant? What did you think? You're getting into the castle. Why did you think he wouldn't have his servants here? For Lord Zagato, I shall defeat you here. Okay. Ow. Let's see how this does. I feel like that's another sub-problem there. Let's go Blue Ripple, I guess. I think given where we're at, I'm just gonna go ahead and toss a Jade Power because they just did 2,000, or they just did like 1,200 to everybody. So topping off HP feels like the right choice first. Okay, that's at least slightly respectable. So here's the trick I'm gonna try. I would like to use Winds of Fortune on... I hate that so much. I want to see what the damage difference is here. Yeah, I think I'm going to go with that. What is going on? Did I miss something that indicated that physical attacks weren't gonna work or something? Like, this feels ridiculous. Well, I would like to thank Innova. Oh. Okay, apparently they turned into a monster. try our new spell out quick. That is neat and ridiculous. We would like a heart full. For Umi. We're going to increase, or I'm going to see if this works, I guess. It's supposed to increase crit rate. So I'm kind of hoping that that means that we can just get a couple crits in with Hikaru and Lafarga and wrap it up quickly. Lafarga hasn't gotten any crits, even though I put the spell on him. But, oh well. Jade Power, top everybody's HP back off. So what I'm learning is that on top of just the whole thing I was complaining about with physical attacks and balance, the spells that boost physical attacks are probably also not worth it, which really should not surprise me. But oh well. Azure Roar and Green Light. Get down! It disappeared. Okay. Let's enter Zagato's castle last. Wait, Lafarga. We'll take it from here. What? Are you serious? Yes, we don't want you to get involved. See, if that is your decision, I'll respect it. Good luck out there. Thanks for everything. We'll do our best. I leave the princess in your hands. Let's do our best. Time to save Zephyro and return to Tokyo. That is a splash screen, if I've ever seen one. Okay. And that is where we are going to wrap up for now. So, we'll finish this off next time. Hopefully you're still enjoying. If you are, please give me a like and subscribe. Check out the other content on my channel. If you have any questions or suggestions, please leave them in the comments. And as always, have a good one. We'll catch you next time.